Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, let's get ready to bundle. It's Monday. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's the 6th day of February 2023. It is about 64 degrees and sunny, but woo, super windy here at Site B. So my allergies are in full fun flare. And speaking of words that start with the letter F, it's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game bundles, sales, and freebies for this week that are available. Let's go down the warnings. First one, remember these are all PDFs unless I say otherwise. So don't get upset if it doesn't come with a toy. 2, remember these are all PDFs. So if you install any of them, please double check them for viruses and malware, because this is a thing that happens. I speak from personal experience twice. And 3rd, in regards to the charity bundles, and I'm still surprised I haven't gotten in trouble for saying this, maybe instead of buying the bundle, just pick a charity you like and donate to them. You know, it is Valentine's Day. It's time for giving and love and sharing. It's also Super Bowl time. And if you can't think of a charity to give, you can always just buy my merch. But we'll get to that at the end of the show. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the bundles, freebies, and sales for this week. Anything I like, I have placed in the comment section links to. There's a 3 or 4 this week I kind of think are cool. And anything I don't like, I will make fun of, as usual. But remember, this is just one man's opinion, alone on a small island off the coast of Costa Rica. Make up your own minds. If you like any of these, go and pick them up because, you know, toys. First, starting with freebies, and we got a few. Let's top of the list. We got something from Shadowrun. Roll20, the virtual tabletop thing, has some Shadowrun stuff on it now, including an introductory adventure. So you get a whole bunch of stuff to try out Shadowrun on Roll20. And it's free. This is available, of course, on drive-thru. No, it's on the Roll20 marketplace. I am sorry. So if you go to roll20.com, it should be on the very first page under community. But you know what? Let's put a link just in case. That's not unusual. That's unusual. Usually, whatever. There you go. Link. Okay, moving on. We have a company called Common, C-M-O-N, who normally make board games. They are entering into the role-playing game community with a game called Broken Compass, a pulp adventure treasure hunter RPG inspired by Indiana Jones, The Mummy, and Tomb Raider. It uses a D6 pool system and you know, it's pulp, action, Indiana Jones fun type stuff. So if you're looking for a little Indiana Jones flavored adventure, get the free kickstart to Broken Compass. You know how every week I say there's a bunch of free maps? Well, apparently they heard me because they put a bunch of the free maps together in huge bundles. So now instead of going map 1, map 2, map 3, map 4, you can go, give me the bundle. And it has, like, you know, a whole bunch of these maps. I have put a link to it down below because I'm all for you guys getting free maps. Blech, maps. Need more coffee. My friend, the Basic Expert, has his SRD up on drive-thru for his Atomic 2D20 system reference document. For his Atomic 2D20 system. It's a bell curve 2D20 system that emulates our favorite OSR style, but in a more free-flowing way. And of course, this is the system reference document for his game Atomic Punk 2160. So if you want to help out my friend, the Basic Expert, pick up his Atomic SRD for free. I've included a link. If you have a sense of humor about everything that has gone on with the OSR OGL in the past month, there is a game that has decided to embrace the ridiculousness. It's called the True OSR, Absolute Shitty Rules System from Tin Hat Games. It's a 6-start, not a quick start, a 6-start, a parody of OSR style plays because, after the whole month we went through, maybe it's time to look back at it and just laugh. And these guys have done that. So if you're looking for a parody OSR game that pokes fun at us, this game is available. Daylight Publications has released Daylight, spelled L-I-T-E, Core Primer for their Daylight system. It is a D12-based system, which got lineages and careers and creation rules and spaceship rules, and it's free. So if you're looking at for a D12-based space game, hey, about once every 10 years, D12 gets a little love, and somebody's like, oh man, I'll be cool and original by making a D12 system. Yeah. The 12-sider, the ugly stepchild of the dice world. If you're looking for a system of cursed swords and other cursed magic items, Lucky Dice Games has come to us and brought us a collection of system-neutral magic weapons with a bit of history and inspiration and, maybe some skullduggery involved within them, and sometimes it's fun to give the player characters a sword that almost wants to help them, but might have some, agendas on its own. Nikola Ninovokic has released a book of languages and literacy for Pathfinder Infinite. It's a 13-page supplement that provides multi-tiered language family system along with new skills and feats for languages. Because if you're one of those persons who has learned Elf and Klingon and wants to learn another made-up language, this guy has done a whole book of made-up languages for Pathfinder. You can also, learn how to speak all the Tolkien race languages. People have done that. So, hey, yeah. I could go off on a tangent about, languages in gaming and the game of telephone we play when somebody speaks a language the character doesn't understand. That's like just such a weird sub basement of the hobby and how the gaming goes. But, players are in a hallway. Written on the wallway is something in a language only one player understands. How does the DM tell that player what it says without the other players knowing, and then allow the player to have the freedom to then tell the players what it is he read and how much of the information he wants to give? I suppose you could just hand them notes or stuff like that. So, hopefully in this little language thing, Nicola has gone into how to actually translate that whole idea. Because otherwise, if you just say, yeah, it says in Dwarven, do not pull the lever, how much do you tell them? And then the character turns around and goes, it says in Dwarven, go ahead and pull the lever. And everybody at the table's like, yeah, we just heard, but we can't, yeah. Colloque Nimue, Niewayary, and I apologize to anybody out there if I'm mispronouncing your names. Remember, I have trouble with communicating. That's why I have a degree in this. Has created something called the Minor Chess of Major Nerdarchy, and it contains a whole bunch of items that are based upon memes and jokes, including like the sieve of the specter of communism, the sieve of astroscience, and other vaguely bizarre things that are based upon movie quotes, comic books, video games, and more. So don't be surprised if there's a certain killer rabbit in there. There's a Fallout adventure from the people who brought us the Fallout role-playing game. This comes to us from Cesena. It's a series of post-apocalypse maps. DM's Guild, Ren Olick, has released the Lost Arcana, a collection of lore for characters to pick up during their travels. Wouldn't you have already just written that for your adventure? Or if you're running a module, wouldn't that already be in there? You really need a whole separate book to give the characters things that this guy thought was important? What if the stuff in that book has absolutely nothing to do with the world? Oh, roll on the table, 33. Lore check. Yes, the apple trees should be filled with apples this time of year, but for some reason they're not. Dude, we're in the desert. There are no apple trees. I'm sorry. That's what we roll lore, Billy. You notice that the apple trees should be full with apples, but they're not. Isn't that mysterious? Yeah, it's mysterious that there's apples growing in a desert. Just make up your own lore. We've got some more optional races and stuff for 5e, because 5e is a thing again. Damien Paradiso brings us a true blunderer's companion with new races, new backgrounds, new spells, new feats for the SRD 5.1. There is a timeline of arms available. Joshua Omar has created something called Smoke and Thunder Timelines of Arms, a list of when various pieces of armor, weapons, and other adventuring gears first appeared in our history. So if you ever wanted to know where the very first suit of plate mail was ever actually conceived and worn, this guy has done it for you for free. So thank you, because, you know, we couldn't just look it up. Speaking of technology, if you like equipment lists, Cheesecake DM has released an item of 100 new things your player characters can buy at stores that are non-magical. Like, I don't know, potions and armor sets and weapons. I don't, you know, for that one weird guy who needs some really bizarre, obscure thing for his character that isn't covered on the player's handbook, and you as a DM don't have enough imagination to go, oh, you want a bucket? Well, I don't know, that costs like a copper, dude. And if you want an adventure where you can try out all that new equipment, Cheesecake DM has also released an adventure that goes with his Cheesecake DM 100 non-magical items called Village Pillage. It's a second level 5e adjacent adventure where you go to a village and I guess get into trouble. And we have some rules for gambling for our favorite game. Richard Kike, Kirke, has released casino games, providing you with casino games for your D&D game. Because, yeah, another thing you could just look up. There's some Hunter of the Reckoning love over on the Storyteller's Vault. Chris Mr. Gone has released a 4-page character record sheet for Hunter of the Reckoning, and as well as multiple different styles of the sheet to include the minimalistic, the classic, the 20th anniversary, and the other variants to the character record sheet. So if you need a 4-page character record sheet for your Hunter the Reckoning character, there you go. And finally, we have the usual free subclasses. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subclasses this week. Strangely enough, none of them are connected to the Super Bowl or Valentine's Day, which is weird because those are both coming up. And you think one of these guys, in fact, none of these are connected to Valentine's Day or the Super Bowl. Now, when I think of it, weird. Usually, you know, they have holiday themed stuff, but I guess everybody forgot it was the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. Moving on to bundles. Kobold Press has a huge bundle on Fantasy Ground available for their Midgard setting. So if you want to download your Midgard game to Fantasy Grounds, you know you can. It includes 10 different things that have been digitized and turned into virtual tabletop magic for the Midgard 5e setting. If you want to add some animation to your virtual tabletop, because remember, this is going to be a thing. There's an animation bundle for Roll20 now, a collection of features that include traps, portals, weathers, lightning effects, magical areas, and stuff like that. Because, you know, if your Roll20 doesn't run slow enough as it is, now you can add in these things that haven't run really even slower. And look, I have played games on Roll20, and it is pretty chunky. So adding animation to an already pretty chunky virtual tabletop, I don't know. Is it something we really need? I know people are doing it, and we know that's one of the things that Wizards is going to charge you for when they have their virtual tabletop D&D Beyond nonsense going on next year. But think about it. Really? Is that really something you need to add to your VTT as your little pegs are moving across the little board to have a little animated fire burning? Couldn't you just, I don't know, show a picture of a fire in the background or something? you really needed to. Anyways, it's $37. Oh, here we go. Drive-Thru does have the first of the We Love Games romantic sales going on. It's discounts for everything the Drive-Thru thought would even vaguely connected to romance, including Thirsty Sword Lesbians, Pendragon, Seventh Sea, and Blue Rose, as well as 800 other titles that are somehow vaguely connected to Valentine's Day and romance. It's 40% off the normal price for these. And speaking of last month and the OGL nonsense, Modifius is kicking off their initiative for third-party publishers to be able to use the 2D20 system, starting with a bundle for Achtung Cthulhu, and featuring everything you would need to play Achtung Cthulhu, as well as the new 2D20 SRD they're working on. And that's $33. Speaking of Cthulhu, Chaosium is back with another collection of Cthulhu-loving stuff. Over 25 scenarios are available for Call of Cthulhu for only $73. Just to where we're standing in the OGL wars as of today. All the copies that are available of Pathfinder 2nd Edition still sold out. Since the OGL nonsense, Pathfinder has sold 6 months worth of what they figured of players' handbooks and starter sets. So they are 6 months behind before they can get new stuff out. Call of Cthulhu sold out. Warehouse is empty. So many people were buying Call of Cthulhu doing the OGL worldwide nonsense. Meanwhile, the Wizards of the Coast warehouses are still filled with crap. Weird. But Chaosium has a whole bunch of other stuff on sale too. They've got 4 RuneQuest adventures. They've got some OGL adventures. They've got some adventures for the Dungeon Masters Guild. And they've got some adventures for the other stuff they've made, including possibly maybe even Superworld. Wow, remember last time Superworld came up? Anyways, this adventure collections are running about $10 each, and they are available at Drive-Thru. Moving on to the charities for this month, for this week. Remember, as always, if there's a charity out there you want to support, maybe give them the money, directly instead of dealing with a third party. That said, Itch.io has a bundle up for the charity from Peach Garden Games and 100 other creators who've put a whole bundle collection of solo adventures. This is called Solo But Not Alone bundle with 149 single player bundle adventure type things like journals and stuff like that. And this all goes to suicide prevention, which is a wonderful charity. Bundle of Holding has a huge Champions Hero System bundle. Not 1, not 2, but 3. 3 Hero System Champion bundles. Yeah. So we've got first the basic Hero System 6th edition bundle, which features all the core books for the Hero System, the system that sits on top of Champions. And that's $10. That goes to Direct Relief. So if you just want to get a general overview of the hero setting without diving to anything specific, $10. If you want something more focused on the system that, Hero Games is most known for, we have a Champions bundle. This bundle has all the complete core rule books for the current incarnation of Champions. And I have lost track on which one they're on. I think Champions 8. I don't know. It's hard to keep track, but yeah, I don't know. So it completes everything you need to play Champions, including a coupon to go play the Champions Online RPG, which is free to play, and a source book based upon the Champions Online RPG. $13, Direct Relief. And if you want even more Champions stuff, there's a third bundle for $6 featuring a whole bunch of adventures for Champions and Hero System, including a space adventure, a pulp adventure, a science fiction adventure. Space and science fiction are the same thing. And of course, superheroes. So this bundle gives you at least 10, it looks like, adventures for the Hero System and Champions for $10. And this Direct Relief. Handiwork Games has collected a whole bunch of 5e books based upon the epic Beowulf, because I guess that was a thing that we didn't know had been made. But somebody out there did a whole epic 5e adventure path something another based upon the myth of Beowulf for $10. And that's direct relief. All right, Pathfinder. If you can't find, I don't know when my voice just changed. If you can't find a physical copy of Pathfinder, don't worry, because the Pathfinder 2nd Edition bundle is still up on Humble Bundle, featuring all the 2nd Edition stuff, the core rulebook, the bestiary, everything you would have gotten in the beginner box, the Lost Omens World Guide, character sheet, pawn packs, all that other stuff. Remember, these are PDFs. You're not getting anything physical. $25 gets you everything, including the Abomination Vaults adventure path. And that goes to support Code for America. I don't know what that is. Then we have the Humble Bundle Kobold Press world building bundle. A link to that one is included as well, including 52 titles from a wide variety of publishers, all sort of based around the idea of world building, including Castles and Crusades stuff, Kobold Press stuff, Frog God Games stuff. So that's cool. And $25 gets you the entire bundle, and it goes to support the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. And that is it. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm exhausted lately, and it's getting harder to speak. Don't get old, kids. Don't get old. If any of these bundles sound like something you want to pick up, you can use the links down below that I provided for the ones I think are cool, or you can go to DriveThru. And 90% of those are on DriveThru. The rest will be on Humble Bundle or DM's Guild, and get the bundle and let them know the OGGM sent you, because they have no idea who I am. But you can sound all snarky like you know somebody. Oh yeah, I know the OGM, and he told me to come to your site. And they'll be like, ooh, that guy's important. He knows the OGM. And the other guy will go, who's the OGGM? And they go, I don't know. He was that guy who found apple trees in the desert. Speaking of apple trees in the desert, if you appreciate this content, consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet. And consider supporting the OGGM adventures. And the best way to do this, of course, is to buy my merch. All of it has just recently been marked down for my Super Bowl Sunday sale. So it's a great time to jump on the Minions on a Mission campaign setting as it continues to grow and change. We've got 6 episodes and 1 adventure set in the world of the Minions on a Mission campaign setting, and it's even growing as we speak. So that's the best way you just support me, and that link is down below. Till next time, I'm the OGGM. If you appreciate me, great, and I will talk to you later. Have a great day. I should learn to breathe when I talk.